Beneath the moonlit sky of an ancient world, a legend was born, one of courage, betrayal, and sorrow. It is a story carried by whispers in the wind, told in the flickering light of campfires, and etched into the hearts of those who dared to imagine what lay beyond the known. This is the tale of Asterion, the Minotaur, a name that echoes not as a monster, but as a symbol of misunderstood tragedy. Long ago, in the shadow of Crete's mighty palaces, a child was born under an ill-fated star. Asterion, son of King Minos, was no ordinary boy. He bore the curse of the gods, a bull's head atop a human frame, a cruel punishment for his parents' sins. The gods just turned the prince's life into an unending trial. Where laughter should have filled his days, there was only silence, and where a family's love should have embraced him, there was only fear. As the years passed, the boy with dreams of friendship became a figure of horror. To protect the kingdom from its own fear, King Minos commanded Daedalus, the greatest inventor of the age, to construct an inescapable labyrinth. It was a prison of stone and shadows, and within its cold, twisting corridors, Asterion was cast away, exiled from the world that could never see past his form. Yet the labyrinth was not merely his cage. It became his realm. The boy grew into a warrior, his heart hardened but not cruel. In the echoes of his isolation, he found an unbreakable will, a resolve born not of anger but of survival. Forgotten by the world, Asterion became its silent protector, guarding the labyrinth from those who would use its secrets for destruction. But the world did not forget him entirely. His legend grew twisted in the retelling, painting him not as a protector, but as a beast of bloodlust. They called him the Minotaur, half man, half monster, a terror to be vanquished. When Theseus entered the labyrinth with his sword and unyielding resolve, it was not a battle of hero versus beast, but of two fates colliding. Theseus emerged victorious, and Asterion fell, his story left untold. But legends, as they often do, linger. The labyrinth stood long after its guardian fell, its stones holding secrets of what truly transpired. Asterion's spirit, it is said, remained bound to the maze, not in vengeance, but in eternal watchfulness. Now, centuries later, his name rises again, not in fear but in reverence. For in the ancient ruins of Crete, a discovery has awakened the world to the truth. Asterion was not the monster of myth, but its forgotten hero. His tale is one of redemption, a timeless reminder that the most misunderstood among us may hold the greatest wisdom and strength. In the age of gods and mortals, Crete was a land of splendor and myth. Yet, beneath its golden halls and sunlit shores, a tragedy unfolded, a tale of betrayal, courage, and redemption. At its heart stood Asterion, the being the world would come to know as the Minotaur. Born of a union cursed by the gods, Asterion entered the world as a child unlike any other. His body was human, but his head bore the features of a bull, a cruel punishment inflicted upon his mother, Persephone, for defying the will of the heavens. From his first breath, Asterion was marked by fear and scorn, his existence seen as an abomination. Yet within the boy's heart burned a quiet longing for love, for belonging, and for a chance to prove his worth. As he grew, Asterion's strength became both his gift and his curse. His might, unmatched by any mortal, could have been a beacon of hope for Crete. But fear is a powerful force, and King Minos, driven by shame and the whispers of his court, sought to hide his son from the world. He called upon Daedalus, the greatest craftsman of the age, to build a labyrinth, an endless maze of stone designed to conceal Asterion's existence. Banished to the labyrinth, Asterion's heart hardened, but his soul did not falter. Though the world saw him as a monster, he refused to let hatred define him. The labyrinth, meant to be his prison, became his sanctuary, a realm where he could forge his strength and meditate on the nature of his existence. He became its silent guardian, protecting the secrets of the maze from those who sought to exploit its power. But the world above remembered only the legend of a beast. Every year, tributes of youth were sent into the labyrinth, sacrifices to appease the Minotaur. Yet what the tales did not tell was that Asterion did not slaughter these innocents. He guided them, protected them from the labyrinth's traps, and sent them safely back to their homes. Then came Theseus, the prince of Athens, armed with a sword and the determination to slay the monster of Crete. Their battle was not merely one of blades, but of ideologies. Theseus, fighting to protect his people, and Asterion, defending his honor. Though Asterion fell that day, it was not in defeat, but in silent triumph. He chose to let the world believe the myth, for his death meant peace for the innocents who would no longer be sent to the labyrinth. Centuries have passed, and the ruins of Crete still whisper his name. Asterion's story, buried under the weight of myth, emerges anew, not as a tale of horror, but as one of courage and sacrifice. He was not the monster they feared, but the hero they never understood. Asterion's legacy reminds us that greatness often hides behind misunderstood masks, and even in the darkest of labyrinths, there can be light. And so, the story of Asterion, the Minotaur, does not end in tragedy but transformation. His name, once shrouded in fear, now stands as a symbol of strength, sacrifice, and the unyielding human spirit. Though the labyrinth crumbled and the sands of time sought to bury his tale, Asterion's legacy remains unbroken. He was more than the beast of legend. He was a guardian of hope, a protector misunderstood by the world he sought to save. Asterion's journey teaches us that even the most misunderstood among us can rise above their pain, turning isolation into resilience and rejection into purpose. His story urges us to look beyond appearances, to see the humanity in what we fear, and to recognize that within every myth lies a deeper truth. As we stand before the ruins of the labyrinth, we are reminded that heroes are not born in comfort, but forged in the crucibles of adversity. Asterion's spirit lives on in every act of courage, every choice to protect others despite the cost. The Minotaur was not a monster. He was a light in the darkness, a beacon for those lost in their own labyrinths, proving that even the most broken souls can leave an unshakable legacy of hope. And as the sun sets over Crete, painting the ancient stones in hues of gold, we feel his presence, a silent guardian watching over the world, his story echoing through time, whispering to those who dare to listen. The strength to endure is the strength to protect. In my fall, I rose eternal,